Hi you guys, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be a very different format where I basically get unready with you. I've not gotten this candid and raw on a sit down video ever. We've obviously done a lot of vlogs where I look like a crazy person all the time, but not in a sit down video format. So today I'm just going to take my makeup off, get candid with you and talk about life and things that have been bothering me. Well, not bothering me, but just like things, let's catch up. So first things first things first, let's get my hair out of the way. I have makeup on because I was shooting all day today, and also with a really intense migraine. You guys know I've spoken about this. I have severe migraine issues that I really need to figure out. I recently got all my wisdom teeth removed and my dentist said that it would help me with my migraine, but guess what? I got my migraine back a week after I took my teeth out and it's just gotten worse. So yeah, there's still a solution to be found. I am going to a doctor tomorrow, so hopefully we figure out a solution. I'm just gonna take my makeup off. I have like a face full of makeup. I'm using my Bioderma. Been using this for over a decade. I don't think there's a better micellar water out there. I mean, the Garnier one is great, but this is the one I've been using. And I've actually run out of my giant cotton pads. I normally get stock up on those big cotton pads from Sephora when I'm traveling, but I've actually run out of those. I buy literally like 5 to 7 packets every time, but yeah, back to your regular cotton pads. Just gonna take this off. I'm also waiting on my chai right now. I wanted like a nice hot drink. I can't have coffees when I have a migraine because coffee is a major trigger again. Duh, because I love coffee. Anything that I love has to be a trigger. But yeah, I'm waiting for some chai. And let's begin with the catch up. The one thing that's been really bothering me right now is Fashion Week. I am literally headed to Milan in the next 4 days. Today is what? Today is the 19th and I'm leaving for Milan on the 23rd night, which is 24th early morning. And this morning I literally had somewhat of a meltdown and I literally went like, I want to cancel my flights and not go to Milan. So that didn't let that happen because my flights are not refundable. Yeah, that was the reason. But he also thinks that I should really go because Fashion Week is a big part of what I do. Honestly, jokes aside, I work in fashion. I identify as a fashion content creator, and being a part of this global phenomenon, which is Fashion Week, is a part of what I do. Content creators from all over the world come together and go to Fashion Week, and a lot of times people wonder that what are we even doing there, right? But I mean, it is a part of what we do. It's basically a part of the global calendar, a part of the fashion calendar. You basically show up, attend shows that you're invited to, and create content. So let me actually get into how this really works because I know a lot of people are confused about what we're basically doing there. So firstly, we don't make money out of Fashion Week. Like, we don't get paid to go to shows. I know a lot of international creators do get paid to attend a couple of shows. In fact, I have to say, like, there are a couple of shows in India that I get paid to attend. So obviously it's the same for them there internationally, but it's not the same for us when we're going to shows in Paris or Milan or in New York or London. Being invited to the show is a really exciting opportunity for us, and it's all about kind of creating the right kind of networks and creating relations over the years with the PRs, the designers, the fashion houses, and that's how you get invited. And honestly, the thing that's really bothering me lately is the fact that India as a market is not evolving the way it should. I've been doing Fashion Week for years now, guys. It's been 6, 7 plus years. My first Fashion Week was New York. I went to New York with Maybelline and that was like groundbreaking and life changing for me. I remember it made me feel so, I don't know, the ticklish feeling in your stomach, it gave me that. It was so exciting. I was, much younger then. It was such an exciting opportunity, and ever since I've always enjoyed Fashion Week. I was even excited going to Fashion Week last year when I was just 3 months postpartum. Aryan was 3.5 months old when I went to Milan Fashion Week, and I was still very, I was looking forward to it while I was obviously a very nervous mom leaving my child back home. I was very excited. Guys, I went to Fashion Week when I was 32 weeks pregnant. What am I talking about? Right? So I've done all of those crazy things and I've showed up. But this time it's not the same. I literally don't want to go. My gut is just like, why? Because coming back to the whole scenario, right? India as a market, it's been tough. Like, we don't get assigned as many seats. Like, a market like China or a market like a European country will get X number of seats. But India, we get 1 or 2 seats max at any big show. And then those seats are kind of, being fought for between influencers, actors, your media people, editors. So it just depends. And then again, like, depending on who the bigger profile is, the seat is going to go to them. So no matter what kind of a relationship you hold with the brand, at the end it's just very up in the air. So this time that happened. I don't want to take names, but I was meant to do a show and it didn't happen for me because someone bigger decided to be in the city at the same time and they're going to be doing the show. And it is a part of it, like, this is how it works. But it's also upsetting because I've been putting so much effort with this certain brand and I've been creating content for them, and then to not be able to do the show is a little upsetting. And this time around I actually booked my tickets way in advance, and they're not refundable, as Siddharth mentioned. So I have to show up. But again, it's not like I didn't get shows. We have a couple of nice shows that we're going to be doing this season, but I'm just not as excited anymore. Like, I'm just kind of figuring the purpose of all of this. Because let me tell you something, going to Fashion Week is hell expensive, guys. It is so expensive. It's just, I think that's my chai. 1 second. I'm just like looking forward to my chai because that's one thing that really helps with my migraine. आरू गया भी है? बस 3 कप दे दो ना उधर से. सिद्धार्थ आया? वो है काफ़ी, तो अब नीचे लेके जाओ भरत. हाँ. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No worries.
You guys also have?
Yeah.
Is that coffee or chai?
Coffee.
Oh. Oh yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's sweeter than I prefer, but it's nice. Oh my god, this chai. Just what I needed. I'm not a chai person, but when I have a migraine, this hits, and how. And I think my mother-in-law makes the best chai in the whole world. She's so good at it. So, yeah, it hits so well. Anyway, I think we were talking about how expensive Fashion Week is. So Fashion Week is very expensive. Okay, like, just do a mental math situation, right? Like, you book the flights, you book your hotel / Airbnb, and it's Europe. Europe is very expensive. You book your whole crew, right? From your video person, your photo person, your hair person, sometimes your makeup person. I do my makeup on my own, but yeah, depending on if you want to get your makeup done. So you book the entire team in Europe, you book your travel, you book your stay. It's very expensive, and it's not a matter of 1 or 2 days, right? If you're going, you're going to be there for a week, and plus obviously when you're going there, you're going to be spending on different kind of meals, so it all adds up. So it's a very expensive trip. So it only makes sense for you to take work with you that's going to be paying for the trip. So I normally like to take projects with me that help me sponsor the trip, because otherwise it's just very unrealistic for me to be spending so much twice a year, now thrice a year because of Couture Week. So yeah, coming back to this morning, I was just kind of questioning it all, and I was just like, what am I doing? Why am I going? I'm not even getting some of the shows that I really want, and some of the brands that are very fond of me don't even have seats for India. So like, what is the purpose of Fashion Week? But I'm still going because I still have to show up. It is a part of what I do, and Some seasons are not going to be as exciting as the others. Milan is normally very exciting, and this time I got a lot more opportunities in Paris as compared to Milan, but then I'd already booked the trip and I do want to go to Paris now because for me to leave Aryan back home is gut wrenching. Like, it's the toughest thing I ever do. Like, I remember the day I booked my tickets for Milan, I had a major breakdown because I was just like, I can't leave my son back home for 6 days. He's perfectly fine here. He loves spending time with my in-laws and my parents, but you know, it's just very tough on me. So I didn't book Paris this time, but Milan is happening. And it's just been a very tricky situation so far. I don't know if I want to go, but I am going, so it is what it is. Now I'm just going to take a quick break. I'm going to go wash my face. I'm done taking my makeup off almost. I take a while, okay, with my Bioderma. I'm going to really go in, take every bit of makeup off, and yeah, now I'm going to go and wash my face and I'm going to be back in a second, and then we're going to get into the next bit of my story. And now let's get into skincare before we talk more about Fashion Week. I don't know why, but that topic is just not giving me the vibes today. Like, every time someone says Fashion Week, I'm just like, ugh, Fashion Week. And I don't want to feel that way about Fashion Week because it's what I do. I work in fashion and I love the idea of Fashion Week in general, but right now this season I'm just not feeling it. Anyway, I'm gonna moisturize my face with La Mer. I'm feeling a little bougie and fancy today. I've been loving this cream, guys. La Mer's just come to India. They sent me the cream and it's so luxurious to use. It feels beautiful on the skin. I've also been using the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. It's very similar to that cream. It basically does the same job of like really moisturizing and hydrating your skin. But this cream actually has been one of the best selling creams in the world for a while. And I get why. It's a very expensive pot of cream, but it also feels really good on the face. So you basically get the spatula, and I like to take a little bit on the back of my hand, like so. It smells so good. It smells very old school, you know, like I don't know what cream that was, but like, I want to say Pond's, but not Pond's. Like some cream that I think my mom would use back in the day. It smells very old school that way, and I love it. I love smelling it. So I'm just going to use a generous amount of this cream. Normally for my nighttime routine, I would use retinol, but today I'm not going to use retinol because I used it yesterday and I like to alternate it. So today I'm just going to go very like moisturizer heavy. And like really go in there. This cream feels so good on. Oh my god, I love it. This cream under makeup also works really well because it really like blurs out any texture on my skin. I think the best way to do your makeup is to make sure that your skin is really hydrated, because if your skin's hydrated, your foundation is going to look good. So I think the biggest mistake that people would do is to apply foundation on skin that's not moisturized. Anyway, moving on from the Fashion Week topic kind of, there's another thing I really want to talk about. There's something really silly that I did recently. You guys know about the Sabyasachi show, right? That happened last month, a couple of weeks ago. It was a major show that happened in India. Firstly, because Sabyasachi doesn't do shows as often. It was a big deal. And also it was a very big deal as a show in general because it was a show that was targeted to the West. He did a lot of like Western silhouettes and not a lot of Indian wear in that show. So yeah, it was a really, really major show. And it was also obviously very exciting to be invited to the show. And of course, because I was invited to the show, I wanted to wear sabya. And normally in most scenarios, when you're invited to a show by the designer or the fashion house, you get dressed to go to the show. In fact, even in the International Fashion Week scenario, every time I go to a show, I am dressed by the designer, like be it Tod's or be it, I don't know, Bali, Diesel, just any show, right? They will dress you for the show, including Dior. The time when we did Dior 2 years ago, the brand dressed you for the show. So that's how it works, because as a creator, it's exciting for us to create content for the designer, right? Like when you're going for the show, obviously you want to kind of capture the whole experience, show your viewers what you're wearing. So it's exciting to be dressed in the label and you kind of feel involved in the whole process. But with Sabyasachi, they basically sent over a bag and a belt with the beautiful invite, and that was basically what they wanted you to kind of dress for the show. So that was great. I got that, but I really wanted to wear Sabya for the show. So I decided that why don't I go to the store and get something to wear. I actually didn't end up going to the store. I spoke to my SA on WhatsApp and I asked her to send me a couple of options. And I knew I wanted to wear a sari. I was like, if I'm buying something from Sabyasachi, I'm using the Bobbi Brown eye cream, by the way. I was like, if I'm going to the Sabyasachi show, I want to wear something from Sabyasachi. And I was like, if I'm buying something, let me buy a sari because it's a more versatile silhouette and something I can use over the years and something that my family can also use, you know. So I wanted to buy a sari, and it's also like my favorite silhouette when it comes to Indian wear. So my SA very kindly sent me options on WhatsApp, and I bought something that day. And she was a little cryptic about, you know, the dress code being black, but I didn't understand what she was trying to say. I thought the show is gonna be a black collection because I don't know, she just basically said something in a very cryptic way and I didn't pay attention. It's also my bad. And I bought a sari that was white in color. Right. Now, cut to a couple of days later, I was in Bangalore for Arham's wedding, and we get like the official invite with the show's details, and it says that the dress code is strictly black. Yep. And at that point, I was like, wait a minute, now what? I'm using my Laneige lip mask. I basically slather my lips with this before sleeping and use it multiple times at night before going to bed. So yeah. Anyway, I got that invite. It said strictly black, and I was like, wait, I've just bought a white sari. Now what? So I immediately texted my SA and I was like, listen, I've just bought the white sari and you know it's for the show. Can we please exchange it? And can I please get a black outfit instead? And she was like, unfortunately, strict policies, we don't do exchanges at Sabyasachi. And it was just out of her control because she did try to like talk to her seniors and they just said it's not possible. So I wasn't able to exchange the sari to another look. So I was obviously very heartbroken. I went to the store and I was like, let me see if I can get an alternative. Let me see if I can do something about this. Or let me see if I can wear the white sari and style it in a way that there's a black jacket or something on top that will save the look. I tried multiple things, it didn't work. And I was like, now what? And I really wanted to wear a Sabyasachi look to the show. So I went ahead and bought another look. I bought another sari that was a little more expensive than the previous one. And I was just so mad at myself. Firstly, for buying a sari and then buying another one after that. I was just like, it was so unnecessary. But when I look back, it was just a matter of 1 hour. It really didn't matter. You know, the next day, everyone's photos and videos went up. People saw, okay, this is what this person was wearing, and that's it. No one cares. I wish I realized that, you know, sooner. I feel like sometimes you're so in that zone and you kind of get worked up about things and you want to like do stuff. I am a very spontaneous person and I make certain decisions sometimes that I happen to regret. So I was just like, I wish I didn't buy these saris because they are very expensive. I want to be financially sound, you know, now that I'm growing older. I just don't want to make these stupid decisions just for that moment, right? Because now I don't think I'm going to be wearing those saris anytime soon, maybe once in a year. If I'm buying anything luxury, I like to make sure that I'm going to use it over and over again. Like if I'm buying a bag or a shoe or even a dress, and if I know I'm going to wear it a lot, then it makes sense. But if it's a piece that's just going to sit in my wardrobe, I don't think it makes sense unless it's my own wedding or like a family wedding or whatever. So yeah, that happened and I was just really mad at myself. And now when I look back, I feel like I've learned my lesson and hopefully next time I'm not going to be as, I don't know, spontaneous about things sometimes and make decisions in a haste. But yeah, that's the story, guys. This is what happened during the Sabyasachi show. When I went to the show, I saw everyone, a lot of my friends were not wearing Sabyasachi. They styled the belt and the bag so beautifully and everyone looked stunning. At the end of it, it was about how you styled your outfit and not about what you were wearing. Anyway, this was my skincare routine, by the way, and I think I have ranted enough about Fashion Week in general. And I think I'm going to end the video right now. I need to go actually. I've got a couple of missed calls from Sid and I'm gonna go play with Aryan. I've had a very long day, but let me know if you enjoyed this video. I know I got super candid and raw. We could do this more often. Maybe let's make this a series where I basically unwind with you and talk about just random things that are going on in my life. But let me know if you enjoyed this video and I will see you next time.